Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to meeting number 225 of Turning Point Toastmasters. I am Madhav Upadhyay, your Sergeant at Arms for today. We at Turning Point Toastmasters provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You are now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and it may not be possible to pause the recording. And now I am going to put all the meeting rules. Please be advised that any behavior that disrupts the flow of the meeting will result in removal from the meeting room without any warning. Please ensure that your noise making devices are either switched off or on silent mode. Please speak responsibly on religion, sex, and politics in your speeches. As far as possible, please keep your videos on, audio off, and applause flowing throughout. Be the kind of audience for others you would like to have for yourself. Toastmaster of the day, table topic master, and general evaluator. Please ensure the smart audio and video check before heading over to the respective role players. For role players, please rename yourself as role player - your name - your club name. You may omit the club name if you are a member of Turning Point Toastmasters. Please acquaint yourself with the role of a timer. The timer will use background change or screen sharing to indicate the time using one of the three cards, which is green, yellow, and red. Green means that you have reached the minimum qualifying time. Yellow indicates that it is a good time to start concluding. Red specifies that you have 30 seconds more or you will be disqualified. Individual session timings will be explained in due time. We encourage you to use the Zoom emoticons generously to encourage our role players. We sincerely request you not to send chat messages to everyone or the speaker on the stage. In fact, refrain from chatting altogether. Focus on the speaker. Reiterating, please stay on mute until specifically requested to unmute. Polls will be launched after each section and they will be closed after 30 seconds. Now, I would like to hand over the stage to our presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Anshuman. Toastmaster Anshuman, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Madhav. I'm assuming this is your debut as a Sergeant at Arms, and great work there. Thank you for taking the lead at the last moment. And thank you everyone who has joined for our 225th meeting of Turning Point Toastmasters. Just imagine 225. We have 52 weeks in a year. So if we do a rough math, it's around 4.5 years, which Turning Point Toastmasters has been around and thriving and sustaining and growing. So that's a lot of time, and credit goes to the senior members, leaders like Rupinder, Anand, who have sustained this club for so long, and all the beloved members who keep the energy going day in and day out. So thank you. Thanks everyone. And needless to say, it is the love and the wishes of the guests which also keeps us going every week. And today we have quite a few guests joining. We have Kalpana, we have Diana, we have Shefali. Sorry, Sumit, I was about to say you're a guest, but you're a dear member who has been here for so long. We have Pratika, we have Padma, we have Harchil, who's now a member of our sister club. So thanks everyone for joining. I hope you have a great time. This evening and this moment marks the beginning of the festive season. And today is the Hindu festival starting of Navratri. And winter season is usually associated with a lot of festivals across religions. Be it you have ending at Christmas, or right now beginning with Dashera for Hinduism or Diwali. There's so much festivities that's going to be going on. And in the middle, we have usually our milestone meetings of Turning Point Toastmasters, which we try to make it special for everyone. So just as a celebration, we have like for our members, especially requested everyone to order something delicious for themselves. And that reminded me of the physical meetings that we used to have when Bhuvan or Rupinder and I used to get those delicious samosas. And I was reminded of those moments where, like, we thought that why not do that again? And I hope all of the members have ordered their delicious beverages or snacks, and all the guests request you to also keep your cup of tea, coffee, or beverage snack ready to have an entertaining evening for the evening. And to take forward that entertaining evening, we have an very crucial and important EC member of our club, the Sergeant in Arms Arunima, who hails from a premium luxury brand company and is a chartered accountant by profession. I'd like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Arunima to take forward the proceedings of this exciting evening. Over to you, Arunima. Arunima, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupen Sanstata Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Welcome to the special meeting 225 of Turning Point Toastmasters that starts with the special occasion of Navratri that is observed in North India, and people during this time observe fast, they eat feast, they go to temple, worship, and do a lot of things that we are going to talk about today. India stands today as the most diverse country in the world, a subcontinent that is home to more than 100 languages, 700 different tribes, and every major religion in the world, and to some of the world's largest cities, as well as remote regions with almost no people. This is how diverse our culture is. And with this diverse culture, we have a lot of festivals going around each year and each month in different parts of the country. Like in North India, we celebrate Navratri, which is a 9-day festival that marks for Lord Durga, wherein we have day 1 till day 7, people observe fast, and on day 8, they celebrate, and this is marked by the Shera. The Shera where Lord Ram won over evil, Ravana. This is how it is celebrated in India. Pre-pandemic, there used to be some melas where people can go and eat, but due to pandemic, it has stopped. And I hope next year we have the same thing again, wherein we can enjoy rides, have some delicious foods, and even watch Ramayana. I remember in my childhood, I used to go there each day, wherein people play the role from the Ramayana and depict in the entire 10 days how Ramayana happened. Not only in North India, but the festival is celebrated in East India also, West India also, and in South India also, with the different names and different varieties. Like in East, we have Durga Puja, where people go to the pandals and worship Lord Durga and have feast. In West, we have Dandiya, we have Garba to celebrate and mark the beginning of Navratri, where people dress in traditional clothes, come out of their house, celebrate, eat, and play. This is how diverse our culture is. Moving on to today's meeting, there is a different session. Like the regular meetings, this meeting does not have a general evaluator. This gives a sigh of relief to me. Since general evaluator is not there, our counter is not there, also we do not have grammarian for the day. Today, the only role player we have is timer. And to play this role, we have with us Toastmaster Aishwarya, who will be playing the role of the timer. Please acquaint yourself with the role as he explains. Over to you, Aishwarya.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Hello everyone. I'll be recording the timings for the today, and at the end I'll present my report. So that's all.
Aishwarya, can you please show the green card, yellow card, and red card?
Yeah, let me show it to you. This is a green card. I'll be showing after the allotted time the first segment time, and the yellow card and the red card. So there's a 30-second gap for the every segment the time allotted it is.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya. So we have grace period of 30 seconds on the red card. Like if the red card comes up, that means you have to start winding it up. And if you exceed the grace period of 30 seconds, that will result in disqualification. So please be aware of the red card. Take it seriously. Moving on to the today's meeting, we have prepared speeches, we have table topics and some interesting games. We have a table topic master who is going to take us through the journey. And then we have the evaluations for the prepared speakers. Let's first start with the prepared speaker 1 when we invite DTM Anant Katyayani on stage. And before inviting him, I would ask his evaluator, Toastmaster Anshuman, to read out the speech objectives.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Arunima. Distinguished Toastmaster Anand will be presenting his level 1 project 2 speech from the path motivation strategies. The title of his speech is going to be Courage Under Fire. The purpose of this project is for Anand to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech is for him to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback he received from the first speech. I wish Anand all the best for his speech. Over to you, Arunima.
Thank you, Anshuman, for reading out the speech objectives. Let's call upon the stage DTM Anant Katyayani. Anant, can we have a quick audio video check for you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I request you to please spotlight my video.
You are spotlighted.
And is my video now clear?
Yes, it is. Courage Under Fire, Anant Katyayani, Courage Under Fire.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. What is your definition of superheroes? Does a superhero have to have a square jaw or a cape flying behind him? How do you see superheroes? Fearless, completely uninhibited, not caring about what is the level of difficulty in front of them, or what exactly or who exactly is their enemy? What is your definition of superhero? Close your eyes and think for a moment the superhero that you have come to worship in your life. Well, I saw one superhero. It was back there in 2009. I did not see him live in person, but I saw him on TV and I got mesmerized. I was in my semi-final year, third year of engineering. And those days we needed a lot of motivation. You may understand why. Engineers in the house, they will know that is the most fearful year of their graduation, a lot of uncertainty in life, a lot of just worries, endless stream of worries and nothing else. By the way, I also had, in addition of all that, a backlog pending. So you can understand, I desperately needed some motivation. And motivation I got by looking at Mr. Graham Smith. Cricketers, I'm sure, Unique, Madhav, Rupinders, all the cricketers in the house, they will probably understand what story I'm going to recount over here. It was the year 2009, South Africa's tour down under in Australia. The series, which was already dominated by South Africa for 2-0. They were already ahead. And then came the final test. Australia, to their credit, scored 445 runs in the first innings of the final test at SCG, Sydney Cricket Ground. South Africa, they replied somewhere about 340 or 320 as a riposte. However, their opener, their captain, and their eventual man of the series, Graham Smith, he got his hand broken in the first innings at the score of somewhere about 30. He had to retire hurt. Retire hurt in cricket means that you are no longer fit to play and you have to take an absence of leave from the cricket ground, and that is the only way of dismissal that you are going to get in that innings. Needless to say, second innings, he was nowhere to be seen. He did not intend to bat. And yet, South Africa had about 30, 35 overs to pass to secure a draw. After the fall of AB de Villiers, their last recognized batsman, they had 30, 35 overs to pass. And to the credit of the tailenders, the bowlers, they eventually managed to bring this gap to less than 50 balls when their second last wicket got out. Australians started celebrating. They eventually won a match in the series. Alas, for their bad luck, Graham Smith emerged out of the dressing room. A little bit backside story, which wasn't seen probably to the whole public who was standing on their feet and roaring. Smith had no intention of batting. Nobody would have accused him after his own individual as well as team performance for not coming out to bat. The dressing room did not have painkiller injections for his elbow. He had a cast on his broken thumb. They had to remove that cast, forcefully fit in a glove, a batting glove. And Jack Ellis threw him his t-shirt, Paul Harris threw him his sweater, pullover, and someone else, maybe Dale Steyn, he fixed up his spikes, the shoes. He just brought out his bat, came out in the middle to play. And you know who was in front bowling? Mitchell Johnson, one of the most fearsome fast bowler of this generation. His bare face, that smacked of brutality. And imagine someone who was already half a batsman because of his broken thumb and painful elbow. He was coming out to face him. Later on, Graham Smith said, well, I would have been out maybe on the first ball itself, but so what? I would have at least tried. That was my intention. So he came out, 50 balls remaining to be played. They played for a good 7 overs. Less than 2 overs remaining. 10 balls before the official draw. Smith, tired of defending his own body with one-handed shots, something like this. And after every strike of the ball on the bat, painfully again readjusting his glove and his elbow, because hey, no painkiller injection for the elbow. Smith survived as long as he could, but then 10 balls before the official draw, one ball just nipped in between the bat and the pad. The gap between that is just nipped in and disturbed Smith's stumps. Smith got bowled out. Australians started celebrating. They started getting into a huddle. Makhaya Anthony, who had played more than 70 balls himself, he came out, hugged Smith. It was the most iconic moment of not just Smith's personal cricketing career, but for any South African. You just ask any South African friend and they will vouch for this moment as the most heroic act of 21st century of cricket. And yet it came out in a defeat. Needless to say, while the Australians were celebrating in a huddle, their own home crowd was standing up on their feet for the opposition captain. My dear friends, whenever you want to have a goal in life, it may be money, power, fame, anything. It cannot be higher than achieving the respect of your enemy. If you have secured the respect, the honor of your enemy, well, you have already won. It doesn't matter if you won a match or not. Eventually, Smith walked away with the trophy and the man of the match trophy. But more than that, nobody remembers him for that. Everyone remembers him for the act, the heroic act that he did. Heroes come in all shapes and sizes, my friends. Square jaw, long jaw, round face. You are a hero yourself. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Anand. Before you leave, I have a question for you.
Please.
Which is your favorite memory associated with Indian festivals?
Indian festivals. All right. My favorite memory would be, okay, it changed last year. So last year on Holi, some of my friends got me eating those pakoras, those fritters laced with bhang, the sedative. And I just, in the hunger after playing a cricket match on the whole morning, I just ate loads and loads of it. And then we drank the lassi, again, laced with the sedative. It did not hit me immediately. It hit me 2 hours later, and suddenly, as if a whole truck hit me. I slept for 2 days. My wife, my family, everyone just abandoned me for straight 48 hours. And it was an embarrassing moment, but yeah, it is a memory that I want to share. Don't do it at home.
That is great. There are so many people who have such memories with bhang on Holi. Like, I remember in my family, it has happened many times that someone has ate bhang and they were acting weird and in a funny way. So, how about audience? Is anyone who would want to share their memory on the festival, or maybe some funny incident or some interesting thing that had happened? Let's see who wants to come up. We have Padma. Padma, would you want to share something?
Sure, I can. So my earliest memories of what we call Ram Navami, which is the festival where Ram defeats Ravan. It was such a wonderful sight in terms of that huge Ravan being shot at with arrows, which would burst into flames as soon as it hits its target. And it's a visual that I will not forget. Several years later, I sat down to write a poem on that. It was obviously a novice writing, attempting poem. I am no poet at all. But then I wrote something which I would like to recall. I don't know whether I'll recall it fully, but I'll just try to recall whatever it is that I wrote. the key in that particular poem was there were a lot of words that started with F and ended with T. Okay, so let me just recall what exactly it was. In the month where we fast and remember the fight of our good gods with the evil ones and the way in which they use their fists to fight off the evil ones, floating their arrows towards their target, creating a fright in the peoples around them, and making faint-hearted women fall to the ground while the whole event was celebrated with cries of glee by all the people gathered around before going back home and enjoying the delicacies that had been prepared. Now, I remember this because it is my poem. There is nothing very fancy about the poem itself, but I remember it was my first attempt. I was probably about 7 or 8 when I sat down and wrote this poem, but I still remember it and I have it saved. The piece of paper in which I had written this poem, I have it saved. And that's my fond memory of a festival.
Wow, that is great. That you remember a poem that you wrote years back on your hand and you can quickly share it with the audience. Can I request time to observe 1 minute silence for the audience to write feedback to our speaker one, Anand?
Arunima, could I request for an audio check and audio and video check for the evaluator too? Myself?
Yes, please. Yes, you are audible and you are visible.
Thank you.
Let's move on to our second speaker. Before inviting him on stage, let's hear from his evaluator, Toastmaster Priyanka, his speech objectives. Over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vade. Toastmaster Rupinder is going to attempt his speech on Reflect on Your Path. The purpose of this project is for the member to reflect and share on his growth during the completion of an entire path. Audience, please note that this is the last speech of Rupinder's path. So please hear judiciously. And also, timer, please note the speech length is 10 to 12 minutes. All the best, Rupinder. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Priyanka. We have with us DTM Rupinder Singh, and his speech title is Lessons from Leadership. Lessons from Leadership, Rupinder Singh.
May 3, 2018 was the day when I chose my first ever path. And that was also the day that Pathways rolled out in District 41. Take a wild guess which path I chose. It's the path that I'm finishing today. Leadership development. My first ever path started in 2018, and it has taken well over 3 years for me to complete it. In between, I've been to Chicago, represented my district in the World Championship of Public Speaking. I became the first person to complete the engaging humor path in my district. And I managed to get a second distinguished Toastmasters title. But beyond these titles, beyond these achievements, beyond the recognitions, I have learned a lot of lessons. And today, in my speech, I will share 5 of these lessons that I learned with you. Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow leaders, could be, would be, should be storytellers. This is a story where I sought to answer the question, am I a leader or not? Whether I am or not, I leave it open to your interpretation. But here is the first lesson that I learned during my level 1 of leadership development path. And the lesson is, leadership is selfless on the best of its days and thankless on the most. I don't mean it in a negative way. Do not take it in a sense that leadership is thankless, although that will be the first word that stands out to you. I vividly recall the achievements of Turning Point Toastmasters, how it has evolved, how it became another club, Spearhead Toastmasters, which continues to be successful. But one thing that I realized about leadership is that the task of a leader is to make themselves redundant. You want to achieve an environment where your involvement is no longer needed. Along the way, you will have certain experiences. Some very fulfilling, the others will be learning moments in themselves. There will be more learning moments than fulfilling ones. There will be more days when you will feel thankless for a job well done, because inevitably something or the other is going to go wrong. But you know what? Once in every while, there will come one moment that will more than make up for all the bad days. As a leader, you live for that one day. It is said that achievement is often anonymous, and not everything gets a spotlight. As I look out at the expanse of the leaders that we have developed in Turning Point Toastmasters, I owe my gratitude and my thanks to them. Names like Anant Katyaini, who suffered a tragedy this year, became a father also, took on the role of VP Education and the area director, and now is doing the role of a division director with aplomb. How he manages his time is something that I have never learned from him. Names like Anshuman, the epitome of calmness. There were times when I reacted, he did not. And that is something that I have to learn from him. And maybe the day I learn these traits from these leaders is the day when it will be the selfless days, where it is that one moment that more than makes up for everything that has gone wrong. My second lesson came in level 2, and there is an interesting story to this. You see, in one of my roles as a club officer, I took on the role of a president. I was doing this role for the third time. And it wasn't I was unfamiliar with the role. It's just that I could not do it. I simply could not do that. I took a vow that I'll never be a club president ever again after that. In between, I also made a promise as a president that unless and until my entire executive committee achieves Distinguished Toastmaster title, I will not take my third Distinguished Toastmaster title. And it so came to pass that my club secretary resigned, left Toastmasters. My VP of membership left Toastmasters. And because of them not getting the DTM titles, I had to forego a third video title, third DTM title. You know what? Here is your second lesson. Leadership is a responsibility, not a title. Tomorrow, your name might say your name, comma, space DTM. It will amount to nothing if you cannot embody the 4 values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. In my journey, I have seen personally people who've claimed credit for speeches they never gave, for roles they never played. And when I called it out to them, and when I called it out to the vice president of education or their presidents, I was met with a stoic resistance. That was the day I decided that all these titles that we have in front of our name, Distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh, or whatever we have, they don't amount to anything. The true achievement that you get in Toastmasters is a sense of fulfillment. They say Toastmasters doesn't pay. I say that it pays in goodwill and in gratitude. And I see that in the thankful eyes of every person that I've had the chance to work with. Names like Unique Katnoria, who was faced with a leadership crisis and yet came out strong and continues to do an excellent job as a vice president of education today. Names like Madhav, who one day threw a presentation in my face and said, "Can you do something with it?" And I changed only about 2 or 3 words. And Madhav went and delivered that presentation with aplomb. It is that simple thanks that comes at the end of the day. So thank you for helping me out. That is my true worth. That gratitude, that goodwill. Never let go of it. I could give you another example. Last year, I was contesting for the international speech contest. A club member saw that my camera was not of the best resolution. You know what he did? He ordered a full HD 1080p camera for me. And by the way, I'm using that camera today because that camera got damaged, because my laptop camera got damaged. That person is right now our club president, Anshuman Mishra. He didn't have to do anything. He didn't have to do that. But he just decided that I have to do my best at the contest. And he got that camera for me. And that is your real learning in Toastmasters. My third learning is a very simple statement. And I often say this, people have heard it from me, that the world needs storytellers. Inside every one of you, there resides a story of which you are the hero. And on some pages, you might be the villain. But you know what? It takes the turn of one page to become your hero. All you have to do is make that effort. So find that storyteller inside you. My fourth learning was customers may be the king, but your team members are the kingmakers. Now, this story is about TPTM 125, where a group of individuals came together to make sure that that event was the biggest success that this club ever had. And I got a lot of pressure from district leaders, some of them saying to me that, let me speak. I want a 15-minute slot. I want this, I want that. And every time I went back to my team and they said that, look, we can't do this, I simply went back and told those people that we can't do this. Because end of day, I'm going to work with my team. I'm not going to be working with my customers. My customers will last me a project. My team is going to be with me throughout multiple projects. And I need them more than I need my customers. And last but not the least, it's a very simple statement. Know when to ask for help. During TPTM 1 to 5, we went through many challenges. And sometimes I thought that I'll go out and I'll save the day for them. But that would have been a big mistake. Because the people who supported me during that time went on to become leaders in their own rights. Club president, area directors, division directors. So it is with gratitude that I thank you all for all the support that you've given. And before I go, here are the 5 leadership lessons. Madam Toastmaster.
Wow, leadership lessons from a leader itself. For those of you who do not know, let me tell you, he is the best leader in Toastmasters that I have come across. And he justifies the title DTM. He definitely is a distinguished Toastmasters amongst us. I feel blessed today to learn leadership lessons from him. That is my privilege. Thank you, Rupinder, for that great lessons. And can I have a minute of you so that we can hear your favorite memory with the Indian festivals? Let's see what Rupinder has to say.
About my festival, well, I don't have a favorite festival as such. I have a least favorite festival, and that is Holi, because of I don't like water being thrown on me and colors. But I can tell you an interesting story about another Indian festival, and that festival is Karwa Chauth. For those of you who do not know, wives actually hold a fast for their husbands in order that their husbands will live long. I wonder why they hold a fast like that. If they just hold a fast where they don't speak, their husbands will live long. I can guarantee you that. But that thing aside, first year of my marriage, and it is not customary in our house for ladies to observe fast on this particular day. But my wife decided in her infinite wisdom that she was going to observe a fast. I thought, and this was my genius idea, that if I keep a fast, maybe I can dissuade her from keeping a fast. After all, a wife will see anything but a husband hungry, right? Wrong. She actually thought it was cute. And since that day in 2001 till today, there is 1 day every year when I go hungry. Yeah, it is difficult to believe, but I observe a fast. So that is my story.
Wow, but it is not like that. It's that the Karwa Chauth is celebrated by married women to observe a fast for the long life, and not the story which Rupinder is telling that if wives do not speak for a day, it definitely leads to a long life. Why don't you bring your wife next time when you talk about it?
I have a life in Toastmasters and I like to keep it that way.
Oh, thank you. That was great having you on the stage. How about others who would want to come up with their favorite or maybe sad thing that happened and there is something that they don't want to celebrate? Yes, I can see Rishabh raising his hand. Yes, Rishabh, please go ahead.
Yeah, so back in my childhood days, when I was in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, there is a festival called Uttarayan. So in Gujarat, they celebrate it by flying kites. So that is actually one of my best memories. They used to fly kites right from the morning to the evening. They used to do it, and everyone used to be on the rooftop of each of his building. And the favorite part was the fight that used to happen with kite. When you fly a kite, you have to there are multiple kites in the sky, so you have to cut each other's kite. And there were like two methods that I know. One is called deal dena. That is called you you basically uh, try to push the thread as fast as you can, so that because of the friction the other kite gets cut. And there is another one called catchna. That is called you pull the thread so fast that other person gets cut. And there are multiple thread options that is specifically designed for these two techniques to fight for kite. And I used to enjoy that a lot. I mean, I became an expert eventually. I started, but that was the day that I always um, wait for in every year. So that was my favorite festival.
Thank you, Rishabh. Here we learned about another festival that is celebrated in Gujarat, Uttarayan, that is celebrated in January. It marks the beginning, it marks the ending of the winter season. Yes, Diana, we have from you. While I read the Diana's memory, can I request timer to please note down of silence for the audience to write feedback for Rupinder. Diana's favorite memory is leadership that club and I came to meeting in 2021. I like that club was great with new people. She enjoys being in Toastmasters. While you write feedback, I am launching polls for the best prepared speaker. Speaker 1, Anand. Speaker 2, Rupinder. Please cast your vote. Now, let's move on for the most awaited and interesting session of the meeting, that is table topics. And today, there are some special games in table topics. Let's see what the table topic master, Priyamvada, has for us. Let's welcome her on the stage.
Thank you, Arunima. Good evening, Toastmasters. So I am your gamer for the day, you can call it. So my first game is going to be a wrong number game in which I'll start the conversation as if I am the wrong number calling any one of you, and I'll name the person. The person has to continue the conversation in a meaningful way, and I'll name the other person. I'll keep on randomly naming you if you will switch on your cameras so that I can know who is taking part. Please switch on your cameras. It won't be fun if there would be less people. Thank you so much. Okay. Arunima, you can't leave me like that. Priyanka, are you there? So shall we start? Okay. So I would be calling Madhav. Ting tong or ring ring. Hi Madhav.
Hello,
So
hi.
haven't seen you in long time. Where are you?
I am at my place. So, Alwar.
Anshuman, please switch on your mics, everyone.
Sorry, can you tell like after Madhav, I have to go next?
Yeah. You have to speak your line.
Like continuing with what Madhav has already said.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Madhav, you said hi, how are you?
Yeah, I said, hi, how are you?
Hey,
Very
Madhav,
nice.
it's been a long time. What's happening?
Padma,
Yeah, I know. With pandemic, we are all stuck at home. I think we have forgotten even our neighbors' faces. So it's good that Zoom is helping us to remember our Toastmaster friends' names.
Geeta,
Yeah, I've been extremely busy these days with the little baby at home. I've been so busy that I did not have time to meet you all. But today, somehow I found time and I'm happy to see your lovely faces once again.
Anand,
I'm doing good. I'm just playing with my baby, and that is how the
you
life
have
is
to
going on.
continue the conversation Geeta ended with.
Yes, just like Geeta, I'm also stuck at my home only, but I am happily stuck with my little baby, and I hope very soon I get to go to my hometown as well.
Sumit,
I'm doing good. It's been a long time I have attended any Toastmaster meeting. It's good to see you all the old folks, and my mentee Priyamvada.
Rupinder, Rupinder.
Between unmuting and spotlighting, I'm still trying to make sense of what I'm supposed to
It's
do.
okay if you don't spotlight, that's fine.
That was my dialogue.
Okay. So Aishwarya,
As Rupinder said, I am quite a bit busy in noticing the time, but now I get to know that I don't have to record all the time. So it's fun to me now.
Rishabh,
Yeah, I can relate with Aishwarya because last time I was the timer, and I do recall how stressful it is. So, yes.
Kalpana,
Well, talking about stresses and all, this pandemic time has been very stressful for everybody. But contrast to whatever everybody's saying, for me, it has been a great time because I was stuck with my family, and that's a novelty for me because working 9 to 9 is something very hectic, and you don't get time to stay with your family, eat dinner, lunch, and breakfast in not that order though. So it was a very great thing. I really loved this stressful time for so many people and for me too, but it was a blessing in disguise also in some way. Thank you.
Aishwarya.
As Kalpana mentioned about family, I think half of the Toastmaster is like married people. Like very few are in like me, Madhav, or I can't see anybody else who is like not married here.
There are many. Rajesh,
Yeah, I have since like Kalpana told that this is means this pandemic, it is an opportunity like me, and I have taken these opportunities. And recently we welcome our second baby. Now we are enjoying. That is the reason. Even last couple of weeks I was not attending the meetings also.
Great, great guys. And the next game is, so I put down the phone hearing all of you, and I go with the next game now. It's advertising my handbag items. I'll take out items from my handbag and you have to advertise, you have to kind of sell them. Okay. I hope you would have seen The Wolf of Wall Street. There is a
Point
scene in
of
which he had to advertise a pen, just like that, just for an example. Okay.
point of order. I have to create polls. Should I create them for your handbag items? Because I did not create polls for the previous exercise.
No, you can create polls for the last session. That would be table topic.
Cool.
Okay. So the first item is car keys. And Anshuman, your turn. Please pay attention.
Sorry, what is it?
Car keys.
Okay.
You have to speak for at least a minute. Timer, please note.
Hello, ma'am. Imagine you want to go out tonight to eat with your husband and kid at the nearest mall, and you get to the car and forget having keys. What if you have backup car keys, a spare car key which can help you open the door when you've forgotten your primary key at home? So I present to you this duplicate car key which can help you save that crisis situation where when the restaurant is about to close, you have to rush and you have forgotten your primary key and you get this key. Ma'am, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer it. But trust me, take this. If you do not like this, you can return it back to me after 2 days.
That was a good one. And the next is I have handkerchief, and here you go, Sumit.
This is not a simple handkerchief. It can be. It doesn't require cleaning at all. Once you open it in the air and do like this, it will get clean, and it doesn't get tidy. It doesn't get smelly. Every time it will smell good. It is having a good fragrance. The fabric used in these handkerchiefs always smells good, and it's cheaper also. Like it will cost you around 50 rupees, but you can use it a month. That's a good thing.
Suddenly, I'm feeling I'm very lucky to have this handkerchief. Very nice, Sumit. So the next one is for Padma, and it's a mask.
This has got such special features that it is capable of converting the language to the language of the listener. For example, let's assume that I know only English and a little bit of Hindi, but I happen to meet a Japanese person. As I speak, this mask will automatically translate the whole thing to Japanese. Not only that, the earpiece in the mask will convert the Japanese that person speaks back to English or Hindi as per my preference. I can even listen to parallel recording of English and Hindi going jointly, so that if I do not know a word in Hindi, I can refer to the English. And if I do not know a word in English, many words I do not know, I can look up the Hindi version. So this mask is just for 3,50,000 rupees. If I want to pre-order it, you may please send me 1 lakh by demand draft right away, and I will let you know as and when the mask gets ready.
Okay, I'm paying 1 lakh to Padma, and rest will come to me because it's my mask. So the next item is It's Shagun ka lifafa. If it's for Upinder.
When I went to Chicago, guess what was the title of my speech? It was Why Me? And today I've never felt a better opportunity to ask this question. Priyam Bata, why me? Why do I get something that will go with money? Do you
Oh,
understand the pain that people have when they gift out sums of money? Giving out the bag, that envelope, is not a problem. It's the money that goes inside. So here is a solution for you. This particular envelope comes with a prepaid card. Now, that card gets activated only when you win a lottery. And this is where I can help you out. I can actually make the system work so that every time you give a bag, it will give that person the kind of money you want. The cost, well, I don't know, but I would like to charge in euros for this thing. So for every €1, I will give you, and for every €1 that you spend, the card will give them ₹1. How's that?
I have such magical things in my handbag. So nice to know. The Geeta. Geeta, I have a thermometer. Next.
Okay. This is a thermometer, a magical thermometer. Whenever you find, when you keep this thermometer with you, it's just like a medicine which will do away with all the fever that you have. You will never ever have any kind of fever when you keep this thermometer with you. Such an amazing thermometer you have with you. So it doesn't cost much. Just what is better? What is better than your good health? If you keep this thermometer, it is just costing you about 2 lakh rupees, but you will remain fit and fine forever. You will never find any kind of fever in your life. So, and even for your family members, you can use it. I really wish you will buy this and you will see that how healthy you become. Thank you. Back to you.
You are muted, Priyambada.
You are on mute, Prabhu.
Sorry. My handbag is going to cost like 1 crore till I end the game. So next one is Arunima, you're there? Hello?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. So next one is for you. It's a tissue bag.
Tissue bag. And I have to speak for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed out the rules that you were laying.
You can start, Arunima.
I have to speak on tissue for a minute, right?
Yeah, you have to advertise this tissue bag for a minute so that people buy it.
Okay. Tissue. When you use this tissue, you will get a clear skin. Why not? This time, normally this tissue cost 100 rupees per packet, but this time we have a discount. Those who buy 2 packets not only get 2 packets free, but they also get a surprise gift from us. What are you waiting for? Try to get a clear skin. Over to you.
Great. You modeled it. So now I have the last item. And that's I would give it to Priyanka. Priyanka, it's a comb.
Do you know how fuzzy my hair?
Priyanka, you are not audible. Diana, you are you ready? So I would give you a pen till Priyanka is audible to us. It's a pen for you. Priyanka, are you there?
Yes, Priyamada.
Okay, you may start.
So, have you seen me in my previous meetings? How your hair used to be so fuzzy. I used to look so bad. But now see my so smooth, nice hair. Where are they coming from? That blue comb, the one PM that just was showing. Can you see now? I do all the ads of the different shampoos. Not because the shampoo is good, because the comb is good. Did you get it? So today there is a big offer that in 25th meeting of TPTM, we are going to give you free camera. Sorry, not free camera. Free comb. Yeah. So because camera, I'm looking at you. With camera, you look so beautiful with the comb. And so please attend all the meetings, upcoming meetings. If you attend all next 5 meetings, the camera is definitely for you. And can you see Anshuman just came online? You can see he just messaged me that whatever I said is totally true. To attend next 5 meetings, the PM does that blue color comb for the smooth hair will be delivered to your address. So guest, please give your address and please share details with your BP membership. And that's it. By the comb, sorry.
Great, Priyanka. So I'll be starting with the next part of my session. That is
You're on mute.
Sorry. The next part of the session, I'll be showing you some memes and you would have to speak on them. Whatever you understand by that, you have to speak on it. So I'll be sharing my screen. So sorry. Here is the first one, and Anant, you'll be speaking on this.
Okay. This is the HR guy from the office, by the way. So you might relate to the grumpy face all the time. But I think this would have been the happiest face. If COVID-19 were a person, especially if it were an HR person, they would be sad only for 2 reasons and 2 reasons alone. No secret Santa in office. No more those rangolis or cubicle decoration events in the office, because HR used to be busy in that. Now there is no more reason to look or appear busy anymore. HR people working from home, even their family members will say, are you really working or are you just from home? So if at all COVID-19 were a person, I envision that person as an HR professional, and no offense to any HR whatsoever. Even the HR people secretly, they enjoy the HR jokes. I know that. I have a few HR friends. If COVID-19 were a person, Should they be grumpy? Yes, because they brought the entire world to a standstill. No more traveling, no more going to hotels, no more sightseeing. Would you like to be credited with this kind of achievement? Not, I guess. Would you like to be known for something deadly, something killing human beings around the world? I guess not. So if COVID-19 were a person, we are far more capable of making that person commit suicide out of guilt itself. It has wronged us on so many ways that I don't think a COVID-19 personified would stand in front of us even for 5 minutes. And if it were an HR personified, not even 2 minutes. Over to you, tabletop master.
Yeah, we might kill them in revenge. Sure. The next image is for Sumit. Sumit, this is your image. Can you see it?
No.
Just a second. Here it is.
Yeah, that this happens with everyone. Like whenever we do have problems in life, and for some of us, there are people like we can go, but we still don't go and discuss all these problems. But some of them, these problems, like they share it with themselves. They keep on working on them, how to improve it, how to solve it. But it's always better like you have the person like where you can simply trust and discuss all these problems. Might be the view which you have, might be it will not work. The every different person has a different view, different perspective for the problem, and it can help us solve those problems. Or else it will always like pulls us down by sharing our problems. That's all. Over to you, Priyambada.
Yeah, right. People tend to, some people tend to be happy in other problems. That might pull us down. You're right. So next one, I would go for anyone who would like to initiate. Okay, Aishwarya wants to. Aishwarya, it's your turn. Can you see the image?
No, not yet.
Yeah, here it is. The last line is wins the race.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
But I'm the kind of guy who believes in the first statement: slow and steady wins the race. But looking at the face of the person in the meme, I can surely say that he's quite a bit surprised and amazed. But it depends upon the condition, how the things goes, and what condition exactly you are in. Falls fast always wins the race. That's up to a condition. Like if you are in a like Diwali sales are on it, if you are slow, if you are like quite bit, if your processor is the laptop you are working on is slow, then you're gonna miss the chance of having amazing offers on online platforms. So this time the slow and steady wins the race doesn't apply here. So you have to go with fast, everything fast. Your techniques, your dealing skills, your processor has to be fast, then you can only have a good mobile or anything you want to purchase on these Diwali schemes. That would I say with this meme.
Yeah, right. Sometimes you need to be fast to win the race. True that. Next one, I would like to go with Geeta. Geeta, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here is your. Here's your meme.
Thank you so much. Damn, still alive. Oh my God. After the lockdown, after the COVID, so many people have lost their lives. And trust me, it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing to believe that people who were so close to you, who were so much in touch with you. I can tell you an incident here about a very close friend of mine. She used to come with me every day. She used to take an obligation in the sense that she would come with me to school. She would ask for a ride from me, and she would take. And in return, she wanted to teach me. She was a music teacher, and she wanted to teach me. She said, "Geeta, you have a melodious voice. Why don't you come and learn music from me?" And I kept thinking, okay, she was my neighbor. So I kept thinking, okay, tomorrow, maybe later. And unfortunately, while I was in Dubai, I heard that she had lost her life during the COVID time. So time and tide does not wait for anyone. Whatever you have to do the things right when there is still time. Do not wait for the things to happen. So that was a real tragic incident. I could not make it humorous there, and people did lose their lives, and it's sad. And I'm happy that still we are breathing. We should be thankful to the Almighty. We should be grateful to the Almighty. Every morning I get up and I thank the Almighty that we are still alive. We are still breathing. So many of my friends are still there. So when you lose people, you understand. You cannot even imagine the kind of pain their family members go through. And I wish everybody a very long life. Thanks, and back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Geeta. Very, very positive approach. So, and next one, I guess Rishabh raised his hand. You want to go, Rishabh?
Yes.
Okay. Here it is.
So yeah, this brings my memory of my consulting life when, in the consulting, you are handling 3 or 4 projects simultaneously and going after like 7 or 8 or even sometimes at 9. What was a very normal thing in my office during that days. And the pictures here actually exactly depict the way a person when leaves early, like at 5 p.m. I mean, that's exactly how that person looks like. And sometimes I remember, I know this is a very not, it's not a good practice to stay late or work to the late nights, but I think we should always maintain a work-life balance, and sneaking early from the office should not be uh, made in a like a sneaky manner. It should be a normal way. And yes, this is applicable to the office culture where staying late night is a normal thing. So yeah, back to you, Priyambada.
True that. Next one, who would like to go? Anyone who would like to initiate? Priyanka?
Yes, Priyamada.
Okay.
I have seen, I could see Diana also raising her hand. So meanwhile, you can ask for some topic for her.
Okay, Diana. Diana, here's the topic for you. Can you see? Priyanka, meanwhile, can you speak on the same meme?
Uh, like, could I request for some other meme? Because I
Okay,
got some
sure.
time to think about.
Sure. Okay, for you, I have another one. Here it is. Is it visible?
Yes,
Priyanka?
yes, Pramada. I got the meme. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Let me work on Friday like. Okay. So that I like Rishabh, I would like to recall my days when I used to work in a corporate life. There, I used to wait from Monday till Friday for a weekend. I know most of us do, and that was the one of the reasons I left corporate life, because I didn't want to wait for the weekend to come to enjoy. Now, coming out of the corporate life, I came to student life. Here, I learned that there is nothing called weekend. So whatever joy I used to get on Friday, that oh my God, weekend came. On Saturday, Sunday also, I work, I study. So the concept of corporate, I really am of the weekends, I have started missing since so many days. So people, my friends, whoever in the room, I would say you guys are really lucky that you get to enjoy this Friday wala feeling to enjoy the weekends. Thank you. Over to you, Premada.
Thank you, Priyanka. So, this was my last table topic for the day. I would now like to hand over the spotlight to Arunima, the keynote of the day. Thank you, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
Rima, just checking if you are there. Arunima, are you there? All right. I think in the interim, what the
I am
evaluation?
sorry.
No worries. Arunima, should we start with the evaluation section, or are you joining? We can start directly with evaluation.
We can start with evaluation. I have
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. As the first evaluator, I will go ahead with evaluating distinguished Toastmaster Anand's speech, and what a speech it was. Right speech for the right look, right occasion, not location. So motivation strategy. Did Anand's speech motivate me? Hell yes. My God, what a speech it was. The level of vocal variety, body language, clarity that was there was fantastic. And how Anand went about scripting the entire journey of Graham Smith, and how he acts as an inspiration for being a leader motivation for all of us was clearly for everyone to see. It was definitely a speech for, as mentioned, courage under fire. So the main aspects that I liked about Anand's speech was definitely how he laid the foundation for the story to come. How he set the foundation of how Australia was an intense team and how Mitchell Johnson was a baller to be feared. All of it, we could just imagine and visualize how Australian team must be gunning to win the test match. And we could clearly visualize how South African team was on the back foot, was about to lose and could be in trouble soon if or lost the game if Grant Smith hadn't turned up despite being injured. So entire storytelling narrative, which is Anand's forte, clearly came to fore and could be seen in the speech. In terms of comfort level, interest of the audience, that was definitely limited. I was totally hooked out from the beginning of the speech till the end of the speech. And one of the things that is shared for me to keep track of the speech was whether Shiv was there in the frame. He was not. So that is the only element from the first speech I got where improvement could have been done. So that's an elephant in the room we can put aside. In terms of improvement, in such an excellent speech, there's little improvement to be seen. But Anand, you might want to just experiment with the camera angle. Today you tried bottom to up camera angle. You can check where your body language comes to fore the best, whether it's in the middle of your body or wherever you feel like you can best represent the message that you want to convey to the audience. Except that I was hooked to the entire speech end to end. Excellent narrative, excellent vocal variety, body language, and it was the right speech for the right occasion. In terms of improvement, you can experiment with the camera angles to see where your body language can create more impact if you want to. Thank you. Over to you, Arvind.
Thank you, Anshuman. Next, we have Evaluator 2, Toastmaster Priyanka, who would be evaluating the speech by Rupinder.
Thank you very much, Arunima. Toastmaster Rupinder's speech was to reflect on his path. Rather than going on the technical details of each and every project, he went to the aspect of his speech to be how the experience was as a leader and how he admired throughout this journey the other leaders in the club. Apart from this, the content part, I really liked the storytelling of his speech. I would say it was amazing. He used his natural voice. I never felt that as if I'm listening to a proper speech. Rather, I'm listening to a story. I was totally into each and every verse, each and every era, each and every time period where he was pointing out. It was calm and composed. I got a feeling that as if an elder person in the home is telling story to his kids. I got that feeling, Rupinder. Coming to vocal variety, I won't ask you to modulate for a single bit in your voice today. No voice modulation is required because I felt your tone, your vocal variety was apt for this storytelling speech. Coming to recommendation, Rupinder, I have only one recommendation for this piece today. The expressions. Take an example where you used in your speech as when Anshuman gifted you a camera. You could have brought a small grain of smile and smoothly would have gone back to your storytelling tone. That could have brought some changes and we could have felt it more emotional. Coming to another example, for Anand's tragedy. When you talked about even if he had a tragedy, I really don't know how he manages his time. He's doing all the roles as division director and others. Rather, how about we say, even if all the circumstances, I really don't know how he manages his time. A sense of curiosity at your face will make what your words stamp in our mind. That how actually Anand manages his life. With that, I would like to conclude that Rupinder, you had the interest of the audience today. This was the best speech that could apt in this occasion of 225th meeting of Turning Point Toastmasters. I wouldn't see any other occasion where you could share this speech. And the last I would like to say, TPTM is really lucky to have you as a leader, apart from other leaders too. And I'm also very lucky to evaluate you today. So congratulations, Rupinder, for completion of your path. All the best for your future paths. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyambada, for the evaluation. Let's hear from our timer, his report, and the time taken by each role player.
Am I visible and audible? Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are. You are
Okay,
visible or not.
starting with the time report, I am sharing my screen with you. As we can see, we have only 2 speakers today, and by luck, they both were out of time. Anand spoke for 8 minutes and 15 seconds, which was 1 minute and 15 seconds more than the time allotted to him. And Rupinder spoke for like 42 seconds more time allotted to him. Going for the table topic speakers, we don't have actual table topics. So I took the second game as when Premada said she allowed 1 minute everyone to speak for, and here only 3 candidates qualified for that according as 1 minute chance. Padma spoke for 1 minute 3 seconds, Rupinder spoke for 1 minute and 40 seconds, and Priyanka spoke for 1 minute and 20 seconds. The ones who are in blue, like Anshuman, spoke for 51 seconds, Sumit spoke for 54 seconds, Geeta spoke for 50 seconds, and Arunima spoke for 36 seconds. Coming to our evaluators, Anshuman spoke for 2 minutes 50 seconds, and Priyanka spoke for 3 minutes 40 seconds. So that's my, and according to the agenda, we are basically on time. The meeting started on time. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Aishwarya, for the detailed report. Speakers, please take care of the time. And today is the day that both the speakers have went overtime. But that is not an issue. Next time. Let's have a quiz. Are we ready? Let's see how many of us know well about these festivals that we celebrate. It is going to be an easy one. So let's start. Audience, please unmute when you have to speak. It is question 1. This festival or this occasion is celebrated by Christians as the birth anniversary of Jesus Christ.
Christmas.
Yes, you are right. Can you please raise your hands so that we know who all wants to answer? It is a festival of lights. Let's see, Ashwarif.
Diwali.
Yes. Diana, do you know which Diwali? In India, Diwali is called as Festival of Lights because across the country, people light lamps and diyas, exchange sweets, wear colorful clothes. It's a Hindu festival celebrated by sisters who tie a colorful decorative thread on the wrist of their brothers and perform puja for their long life and good health. Yes, Rajesh?
Raksha Bandhan.
Yes, you were right. That is Raksha Bandhan. And let's see. Which festival is celebrated as the birth of Lord Krishna, who is considered as eighth avatar of Lord Vishnu? Yes, Rajesh.
Janmashtami.
Yes, right. Pramad, I'm sorry, I did not see your hand raised there. So next one goes to you. Yes. So let's see. It is celebrated. It is celebrated as an end of Navratri and Durga Puja in India. Let's.
Dashera.
Yes,
Dashera.
Priyamvada, you are right. Why don't I see people excited about quiz? Aren't you excited? It is a festival celebrated to commemorate the return of Lord Ram to Ayodhya after defeating Ravana. Yes, Sumit?
Diwali.
Yes. That is Diwali. On which date Christmas is celebrated every year? On which date Christmas is celebrated? Yes, Rajesh.
December 25th.
Yes. Pongal, the harvest festival, is celebrated in which state? I'll give you options. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Odisha, Punjab. Yes, Priyanka.
Kerala.
Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu.
Yes, so it's celebrated by Tamil Nadu. In which state of India the festival of Ganesh Chaturthi is prominently celebrated? Although it is celebrated across India, but prominently. I think Rishabh has raised his hand. Let's see.
Maharashtra.
Yes, Maharashtra. Which is the famous harvest festival celebrated in Assam? We all know Punjab, but do we know Assam? Yes, Aishwarya?
Bihu.
Yes. So the harvest festival celebrated in Assam is Bihu, and when it is celebrated in Punjab, it is called as Lodi. Do we have more time?
Yes, we have.
Okay. The next question is, when is Good Friday celebrated?
Friday.
Second Friday of April, I think.
So the answer was Friday. Because it's not fixed that it is celebrated on like second Friday, but yeah, it is definitely celebrated on Friday.
Yes, concept is like that only, like first Friday of April or
Yeah.
second.
It falls in April only. Yes, but the catch here was Friday. And now let's see what do we have in our polls. Last poll is the poll for best role player, and please cast your vote. Now, let's hand over to the presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Anshuman Mishra.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Arunima, for that wonderful hosting of the evening. And thanks a lot, our Game Master, Priyamvada, and two star speakers, Anant, Rupinder, needless to say, Aishwarya and Priyanka, you also brightened up the evening. And the most light was added to the evening by our beloved guests. And I'd like to invite each one of us to share your feedback on how you felt about the evening. Starting with you, Kalpana, how did you feel about the evening?
Hi, good evening, and thank you for giving me this chance to speak and share my views about today's evening. It's been really very different from what normally you guys do in your Toastmasters meeting. And it was something, a novelty that I think I can use in my club also to break the monotony. And it was very nicely thought of, the way the game master planned all the table topics and the ideas. And Tia Modi had been so great with her team and trying to create a bonding amongst the audience and all. It was really, really nice. And the best part was really that the two speakers who spoke on their subject. I really loved the way Toastmaster Anand Katyani shared something about cricket and the courage and how a leader should be, how a hero should be. It was quite impressive. And Toastmaster Upinder, he is I have started adoring and admiring him because the way he carries out his persona and speak. This time it was quite different because I have always seen him making cracking jokes and telling stories and all. But this time expression was very somber. And when started speaking about the experience and all, I thought, wow, that's something I can take as a lesson for my own Toastmaster journey as well. This Sunday, I'm going to deliver my L5. L5 part 1. That's project. L5 1. So, and my topic is also similar. So I was hoping that I can invite you guys and you can come over and watch me speak and be in our club and share what you can share. So that way we can also create a new kind of family, a family of Bodhika Toastmaster and a family of Toastmaster of TM, Turning Point Toastmasters. So it was wonderful, actually. I really loved everything about today's anchoring, table topics, speakers, and the way we bonded with each other. Evaluation, not getting evaluation from the grammarian and all was little different. No G was different, but I think we can do this also. It's a great experiment and I really liked it. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Over to you.
Thanks for the comprehensive feedback, really helpful. And yeah, we love to visit your club when for all of us an opportunity arises. How about you, Deanna? If you can share in chat of how was your experience of the evening? Thanks for joining. Sunny, are you there? How was your experience of the evening?
Hey, Anshuman. Hi, everyone. Yeah, so I'm so sorry that I was a little bit late today. So I found you guys on Meetup. So I joined through Meetup here. And the reason I am here on this meeting, just to, as you guys are there to learn, to grow, to see what exactly going on. And so that's why I thought of joining this meeting. And in the last part when I joined, I think it was really well organized and everybody was sharing their thoughts in a really well organized way. And I think I really appreciate that. And thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to talk a little bit. And thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Sunny. Please do join us regularly. We meet every 7 p.m. on Thursday. So we'd love to see you back next week also on the same link. All right, I think we have all our guests covered. I'll like to request Arunima to share.
Is there.
Hi Rishabh, how was your experience for the evening?
Yeah, definitely. It was a different experience than the previous Toastmasters events that I have attended. And the unique concept of games was very a very good experience. And hearing the speech of Anant and Rupinder sir was a very, I would say, I learned a lot with the speech, the way they have delivered, especially with Anant. And yeah, I look forward to be in these meetings regularly. Yeah.
Thanks, Rishabh. Thanks for joining. Please do join us back again. And that is what I felt. Rishabh is a member, Arunima.
Yes.
So, but
He
good to
became
know
a
your
member.
good to know your feedback, Rishabh. And yeah, over to you, Arunima, to share the results for the evening.
Thank you, Anshuman. We have our first certificate for the best speaker. Any guesses? Any guesses? That goes to DTM Rupinder Singh. Next, we had best evaluator for the speakers, and that goes to Toastmaster Anshuman. Applause for Toastmaster Anshuman and DTM Rupinder Singh. Last, we had the nominations for best role player. It was between Toastmaster of the Day Arunima and Table Topics Master plus Game Master Priyambada. Any guesses? Who gets the best role player?
Ashwarya.
Yes, he definitely gets. Any guesses between Priyambada and Arunima? Who wins it? It goes to Priyambada Mehta. Big round of applause for her, for keeping the audience engaged, for bringing the new ideas for the games and for the table topics. Priyambada, you did a great job. And now back to deciding officer.
Thanks a lot, Arunima. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining today. And thanks a lot to the executive committee of TPTM, which planned this event in a very short notice, actually. That includes our treasurer, Rajesh, who might have some bills coming his way. Aishwarya, our dear VP membership, who got everyone engaged, at least to renew and join for this meeting. So, very helpful. Arunima, our pillar, our leader for sure, holding things end to end. Rupinder, our guide, our leader, making very creative posters this time. So thanks, Rupinder. Unique, who could not be present today, has a wedding to attend, but needless to say, setting the agenda is the most critical task. So he did that in a great fashion. And last but not the least, Madhav, who sincerely joins every meeting and makes sure that every role player is there. So thanks, everyone. I hope all the guests, all the members had a beautiful time today. Happy Navratri to whoever is celebrating. And thanks, everyone. Stopping the recording now. And all the guests.